Today I am reviewing Raging Bull. This is a B&M Hyper or Mega coaster, considering the height is around Mega, I believe. I do not really know the height, but I believe that the height is a Mega coaster and the drop is a Hyper coaster. But this is Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America, located in Gurnee, Illinois. This is a great roller coaster, and I'm very excited to review it, and I hope you guys are excited to watch my review on it. So, there are going to be these listed categories, and I'm going to be rating each category for this coaster on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Then at the very end, I'll be giving it an overall score, also 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. So without further ado, let's begin. First up is the height, and I believe Raging Bull is around 197 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken. And the drop is about 210 feet. So I'm going to be giving this coaster around an 7.5, maybe even an 8. So I don't really know the height of Raging Bull that well, but I heard it's around that range. So whatever that range is, it's probably going to get around a 7.5 or an 8. Next up is the speed, and Raging Bull goes 73 miles per hour. This is a fine speed. It is one of the slower B&M Hypers out there, or B&M Megas, whichever way you put it. But it is still a fast roller coaster. I am going to be giving this roller coaster a 7 for speed. It is a very fast speed, and for the roller coaster that it is fine. Now the duration, and I believe Raging Bull is about 2 minutes and 10 seconds, or 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So either way, I'm going to be giving this roller coaster an 8 for duration. Like most B&M Mega and Hyper coasters, it is a very long ride, or a fairly long ride, however the way you put it. And I'm going to be giving this an 8 because it is a fairly long ride. This is no exception. Now the drop, and I'm going to be giving Raging Bull an 8 for the drop. This is a very fun drop. It's kind of like a little small jump re-drop, and then it just like shoots you down into the tunnel. It is a very fun drop. It isn't the best of drops that I've been on. There's definitely better drops that I've been on than this ride drop, but it is still a very fun drop, and it is pretty steep too. And that's why I'm giving the drop an 8. Now the intensity. Now here's the thing. This roller coaster actually has a pretty strong point for intensity. I'm going to be giving this roller coaster an 8 for intensity. It has some nice overbanks, and they come quick with those transitions and helixes. It's very fun. The overbanks are quite intense. It's definitely one of the more intense B&M Mega and Hyper coasters out there, because it doesn't focus on the next category, airtime. And now, the airtime in this roller coaster is really not a strong point whatsoever, and that's very surprising for a B&M Hyper coaster, because most B&M Hyper coasters focus on airtime and not intensity, as a matter of fact. But this roller coaster is a different story. This one focuses on airtime and overbanks and transitions than it does on airtime. I'm going to be giving this roller coaster a 6 for airtime. It has some pretty good airtime moments, but nothing great. And some airtime moments have some trims, but it still gives you some good flow to air, some massive airtime moments. But it's not that much airtime, but it is also that great of airtime either, but it's still going to get a 6 because it does have a couple of okay, good airtime moments. Now the smoothness. Now this roller coaster is going to be getting a 9 for smoothness. Now there is a slight rattle from my experience on it. For some reason, maybe it was just my experience, but it isn't bad at all. It is still a glossy, smooth roller coaster. Definitely not obviously a perfect score smooth, but you have to remember, I believe this is one of the first B&M Hyper roller coasters that B&M ever built. So you're gonna have to expect some sort of B&M rattle, and that's what it provides, but it's nothing major. Now the restraints, and like I mentioned on most B&M coasters like Hypers and Gigas, that clamshell restraints are my favorite restraints on any roller coaster. So therefore, the restraints category is going to be getting a 10. I love clamshell restraints. They are perhaps my most favorite restraints of them all. Now the theming, and this is Six Flags. You can't really expect much theming. Raging Bull is going to be getting a 1, because outside you have like that big Raging Bull sign, like you can see it in the middle photo, located here, right in your dead-eye view. But as for the station and the ride itself, no theming. It's cut out, pretty much. It's Six Flags. You can't really expect much theming. Same with the Cedar Fair Park. Even if this was Cedar Fair, can't expect much theming. So this is going to be getting a 1. Now the overall score, and Raging Bull is going to be getting an 8 for the overall score. This is a very, very fun roller coaster. It isn't my favorite B&M coaster that I've been on, but it also isn't the worst B&M coaster that I've been on. It's definitely a fantastic roller coaster, and if you are out at Six Flags Great America, this is definitely one of the rides to hit up. So, I hope you guys all enjoyed this coaster review. What did you think of Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America? Did you like it? Do you have the same thoughts as me? Please post your comments below. And remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll catch you all next time.